Welcome to the Northern Highlands American Legion National Forest in the Northwoods of Wisconsin and Plum Lake Campground. I am going to combine this one with Razorback Lake Campground. I'm going to do two in this one video. This one, mainly because this one is so tiny. There's only a few sites, so it's not worth doing alone. I'll combine it with the other one. They're actually both fairly close together. There are a bunch more very close to here that I'll still have to do in separate videos that have a lot more sites. Razorback is bigger than this one, but let's get this one done and move on. Now all of these sites are reservable up to 11 months in advance and up to the day of. You can just call and make a reservation or book it online through going to Wisconsin Going to Camp. All right, these sites are 1,201. So I'm just going to give you the 201 or something like that, or maybe even just site one. So this is site one here at this one. But if you're reserving it, you need to look at the Northern Highlands American Legion National Forest on the reservation site and then pick this particular campground. So this is site one. Nice little tent site. You can drive a car up in here, put your small trailer here, not a problem. Okay, 1202, fairly wide site here. Oh wow, there's a ton of room over here. That's fairly level, then it slopes down. Let's go take a look at the lake from this site. Well, someone took some time and did some nice raking here. Campground host or whoever's in charge of these is doing a nice job at Plum Lake Campground. Now Plum Lake itself is a fairly large lake, so I'm sure this isn't a totally quiet lake. There is a rough trail along here, but from that site you have your own beautiful little beach area. Very, very clear lake. Plenty of private residential around the side of the lake over there. Big gap of nothing over there where they're doing some sort of wood chipping. Okay, 1203. I actually managed to catch in some sun here for the solar panels. It's wide, but you got trees that do limit where you put things. 1204. Very wide space. This is where you would put an RV. Nice place over there for your tents, greenhouse, whatever. Easy access to the lake. Across from there are his and her pit toilets. 2005 over here. You can see how things are fitting in there. And next to it is the camp host with the fifth wheel. 2007 over here, 1207. It's using it properly with the tent there. And then we have, looks like just public area. So this is the beach that is available to everybody. Clear water again. It's not just water in. You kind of have to walk down to it, and then it's a shallow sandy area. There's another set of stairs there. But right here we have some walk-in sites that are basically, that's your site, and then you have all of this easy access to the water. Okay, there are 3 walk-in sites. 2 are on the park side here, 1208 and 1209. Let me show you something special about 1209. Now when you come down here, basically it's defined your space by the pillars as opposed to public space out there. But you can hear a babbling brook from here, and I'll go show you that. So you walk down the hill from that campsite, which is all, this is all public area here. And down here there's a creek coming off the lake, and there's a little structure here, old abandoned structure with some metal barriers here that helps create just the babbling brook sound. And what's nice about that is that's flowing water. Flowing water doesn't breed mosquitoes. Now across the parking lot is 1210. Let's go check that out. Gonna climb up for this one. It's like a nice small tent site with easy access down to that beach. Now also above this nice little creek is 2011 here. That's about the right size for this site. Moving away up the hill now, 2012. Get a sense of what size that is. Quite a bit of room in there. You could put a rig in there. 2013. Got some fun trees, a lot of roots over here. Good tent, maybe a pop-up. Anything else, you're going to struggle finding a good spot in there. 2014, very flat. Not super long, but very flexible. And some hammock trees in there. 2016 over here. It's a little weird. I guess you could back in here, but your tent and fire ring are over on the other side than normal. Great for a pop-up or something like that in there. You can get a big rig, but like I said, everything's on the wrong side of your rig. Across the road from there is 2015, 2017 paired group site. So you have all sorts of room here to be creative and do what you want with 2 picnic tables. All right, 2018 here, fairly large space. You can go something large back into here, and you hook around the corner before you find your fire ring and where the picnic table's hiding, or you would tuck your tent completely out of sight. So that's Plum Lake Campground. There is a collection of vehicles parked up top here. I'm not quite sure why. There's a parking area. There is no boat ramp here, but I'm sure there's plenty of boat ramps around here. And they'll get you down to the beach here. Well, we're gonna finish up here and hop on over to Razorback Lake Campground and check that one out as well. It's gonna be a much bigger campsite. 10 minutes down the road, not 10 miles, you know, lakes. Here we are at Razorback Lake Campground in the Northern Highlands American State Legion Forest in northern Wisconsin. Let's go check out this campground. All right, give you a sense of where I am now. Here's our state forest. I was just at Plum Lake. Oh, now I gotta find it again. Plum Lake here. And we just jumped up to Razorback Lake. Now, there's Starlet Lake, there's Crystal Lake, there's Muskie Lake, there's Big Musketing thing. There's a bunch more. There's North Trout, South Trout. There's a whole bunch more campgrounds in this area, as well as the ones I've already kind of covered down here. So I'm going to just, like I said, connecting these two together into one video today. There's still plenty to explore. One of the advantages of thinking of this as a national forest as opposed to normally the state parks have the interior trails. The national forest, all of these parks, all these campgrounds have access to all these other wonderful trails, including the bike trail that's not far from here. That's at least 40 miles of paved bike trail. Okay, here's our campground map. I'm here right now. 2001 is the first one, so we're going to make this loop, and then I'll probably do this and back. That seems to make the most sense without repeating myself. And there's a bunch of walk-in sites out here too, so we'll see how lake access those are. Okay, site 2101 is kind of on the main drive next to the pit toilets. Just a simple, basic open site that is contained by the pillars. Alright, heading left. 2102. Now, what's nice about this site and its neighbor, if you're willing to share your world, it's not a huge site itself. You can fit a fairly big rig in here, but you have open lawn green space out here on the lakeside. 2103, next to the last one, still plenty of room. You see how it's marked off. They have dozen signs that specifically remind you all camping structures must be within your site. Can't put any tents out there. Off the back of that site, you have all of this. You have your Baker water pump, more green space, plenty of room to put your bags set up, and the beach. And flies. Holy cats. Look at the tadpoles. They're more afraid of you than you are of them. Look at them all, though. This place has got to be croaking at night. 2104, a little fair size right here, a little bushcraft going on in the back there. Large space on the side for your screen house, tents, whatever you want over there. And easy access to the beach and the tadpoles. 2005 on the left, not very big. The tents are filling it up. 2006 is where the travel trailer is. That's the resident manager. On-site firewood, $6 a bundle. It's been like that at most of these campgrounds in the state forest. 2107. That's definitely a small tent site, not for big RVs. 2108, definitely a tent site. Trees are in the way for an RV. 2109, yeah, they got that back there, but it's a kind of a shaky ground to get there. 2110 over here, they got a generator running right now in the pop-up. That's about all the room you got there. 2111 over here slopes back down in, and some nice space there. Great tent site. 2112 here. This one you could get us an RV in a little better, more room than some of the others that we just saw. 2113 next to it. Slopes up a little bit and then it gets level when the color changes up there. It's actually very long site. 2114, very wide site. You just have to get past this tree to get in, put your backing in there. 2115 over here, again a very wide with a very wide opening too, backing up to the pit toilet. Okay, going by the numbers, I'm going to change my route. I did that. Now I'm going to come over, come down here, cross over, around, and back up this way. That's how the numbering system works, so that's how I'm going to give it to you. 2116 here. You can pull in there or back in around the tree. Quite a bit of room. Keep your structures inside the fenced area. You can have your play equipment out there and walk down to the beach. It's just kind of marshy along the edge here. 2118, kind of similar thing. Got a lot of trees within the site, so this, yes, you could put something big right down the middle here, but it would be a great site with lots of tents. 2117, a slope up. This site doesn't look like it gets a lot of love. Yeah, somebody needs to love the site. Just a tent site up top. Across from that, 2119, big slope down. Stump in the middle of everything. Not a very big pad down there, but let's go see what's special off the back here. Oh boy, that just keeps going forever over there. I've seen people who would maneuver their RV down here and do all sorts of fancy things with it. Or you could pack up a whole bunch of tents, some friends, definitely bring a screen house. This is straight off the back of this site. I don't think that this is a DNR approved pier. But there's less tadpole. Oh, there they are. There's the tadpoles. Almost frogs. They should be losing their tails soon. Sandy beach. Going out to a nice quiet lake. $21.20, also sloping down. Some of that green space behind it as well. Keep your structures inside the fenced area. It's fairly long, but it is a slope down. Coming up on the next loop, going away from the water first. You're probably not going to see them again. More black squirrels. This area has black squirrels. Okay, 2121. Nice, big, flat site. That's got a lot of room. Just got some big trees in there. I also make great hammock trees. 2122. A little slope that way, but that center pad is good. 2123 on the inside loop. That's pretty large. It goes down and back up to the right, but you can still fit something quite big in there. Okay, time for a series of walk-ins. 2125, 2126, 2127 are all walk-ins. Numbering wise, 2124 is over here, so that's the low number here right now. That's not a bad site. It's kind of narrow, and they've even already pushed the picnic table off to the side, and it doesn't look like it gets a lot of love over here. Okay, going up the hill to 2125. Nicely wooded, isolated site from all the others. Definitely a tent site. And I think in the past it was a walk up from over here. There's some hint that that used to be the case. Even places for hammocks here, and places for the black squirrels to visit you. Okay, 2126 is back here. It's fairly close to 2127, which is actually a regular site here, because it's right here. So it actually has a path between the two for some reason. But if you wanted to book them both and stick the kids in the tent out here, you could. So re-examining 2127, it is a large site, but it has a lot of tree roots in it. And a trail right next to it that I don't know where that goes. 2128, slopes up, lots of room for screen house and a smaller vehicle there. 2129, definitely a tent site. It's got a lot of slopiness and irregularities to it. 2130 doubles back over here. There's a lot of room when you get down in there. You just got to get through the trees initially, and this tree will be your challenge of backing up right here. doesn't give you a lot of room to work, and they don't want you going past those barriers. Okay, coming up on another series of walk-in sites, 2132, 2133. 22 is right here. 21 to 34 and 35 are down there by the water. I'm not going to go down there because they are all occupied right now. 2137, not on the water side, but really nice long site, easy to get in and out of. You can get something fairly large in there with no problem. 2138 over here. Right now they got their boat trailer there, but there's room for an RV instead, and fairly easy to back in. 2139 here, backs up over there. There's also this little side section here. I don't think you can make this corner easily, but there's a lot of room back there. You got to get around that tree to really take advantage of it. This is 2140 here. You see they got the travel trailer, lots of room for the screen house, other things, and it looks like they have a nice path down to a boat down below, so there's a place to beach your boat. 2141 is a big open space. The rocks are your only limiting factor here, and the post around the edge of the greenery there. 2142 over here, the little guy. 2143, plenty deep, maybe not so wide, and you're dodging trees. And that's the last of the waterfront sites, but I still have the rest of the loop in the woods to show you. Back into the woods, 2145. Doesn't look like it gets a lot of love. Doesn't look very trampled. Doesn't really have a defined area though, so do what you want with that. 2146. This one is definitely defined. You can see where it's raked to. Gets a little more love. Fire pit's way on the edge though. 2147 on the inside here. You can kind of see a bit of a slope up. Nice flat pad, not too deep. Nothing with fifth wheels or anything like that in here. It's a little tight for that. 2148. This is long. That one goes forever. I don't care what you got, it'll fit. 2149 on the outside. This is a slope up and a tent pad. This is a tent only site. Wouldn't recommend it for much more. 2150, very rough along the frontier. There is an area that's flat up top. Best for tents. Again, doesn't look like it gets a lot of love, and the fire ring is sitting right in the middle of the trees there. 2151 on the outside of the loop. You got a tree that's kind of blocking your path in if you want to get in and get something bigger. Fire ring is back there behind the picnic table. 2152. Again, you're dancing around a tree in the middle here, so there's limits. You can go straight through here, put your boat trailer over there or something, or just a whole lot of tents. And I think this is the last one, 2153, wide open space, not very deep. They got the barriers and the trees to keep you contained in here. So there's not a lot of extra you can do here. The trees are too close for a hammock, good for a clothesline. One more to go. 2154, right by the main entrance road near the pit toilet. Gets you closer to the beach. 154 again. Lots of room here. It's not stupid long. You can see the barriers back there. So that is Plum Lake Campground and Razorback Lake Campground on Razorback Lake. Me and the tadpoles here on our non-DNR approved pier. Yikes. They are everywhere out here. So I hope that was useful. Once again, I am in the Northern Highlands, American Legion, Wisconsin National Forest, Wisconsin State Forest, giving you this wonderful tour. This is a much quieter lake than Plum Lake. There's still motorized boats out here, but it seems very calm, very marshy. So it's a different experience, I believe. A bigger campground than Plum Lake, but there's a lot of variety up here in the state forest. So thanks for coming along this journey. I will have a playlist here of all of the state forest and state park campgrounds, and I will also show you a playlist over here of all of the national forest campgrounds in the Chequamegon Nicolet National Forest that I've been to so far. So thanks for coming along on this journey. I'll see you in the next one. Get on out there and be careful of deer.